going out with. Hey, a great Thursday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and the weather's been kind of awesome, no? Mikey?
Weather's been great. If you love gloomy, rainy, cold, hot combination of everything, but that's South Texas for you. Hopefully,
Brownsville.
hopefully it stays a little breezy.
Well, I wanted to start off that way because I know that it's one of your number one award-winning segments that everyone misses is and now the weather.
Yeah, I need to bring it back. Now I'll have more time, so I'll probably slowly integrate myself back into the streaming world.
And now the weather.
Yeah.
Hey, it was recognized. I think it won a couple of prizes, didn't it?
And
No.
won some Emmys, won some awards. Nothing to brag about, but
Some
put myself
Peabodys.
out
Some Peabodys. You don't even know what a Peabody is, right?
some Peabodys.
You don't even know what a Peabody is, right?
A Peabody? Peabody? I've never heard that in my life.
Peabody Award. Look it up. Anyway, well, talking about the weather is supposed to get cold this weekend.
I'm glad. I personally prefer the cold weather. I'm already a grumpy person, and we have what? Six? No, we have 9 extremely hot months out of the year. So we got to take advantage of the few 2-3 months that we have that's nice and cold. So is it going to be in the 50s and 60s? I'll welcome that.
I think 40s, the 40 mid 40s. I think the
Oh,
evening.
wow. It's going to drop.
Supposedly, there's a cold front going to come in Friday, which is good for me actually because should be going out on a date on Friday. So that it's like it's cold. So what do you do when it's cold? You cuddle.
So that's the secret, or what? That's the excuse.
Well, when you get to be my age,
Hey, and you purposely go outside, like to an outside patio restaurant type of deal, and be like, oh well, come here, so we
get
can see.
closer. Body heat.
Yeah.
It does the body good. So how are the Dallas Cowboys doing?
They're doing pretty good. They're at halftime right now. It's a good game. I'm always
Good
very
game.
weary of the Thursday games because it's a short week and things like that. But it's a good game.
It's a good game.
It's a good game.
It is a good game, and I try to stay away a lot from the football games, but it's been a good game. And this last drive that Seattle, 3 touchdowns. I think the catch should have been called a touchdown. The first one,
It looked good, but
it looked good.
nowadays,
Yeah,
any little movement of the ball, or
yeah.
they'll find a way
There
to
was no
negate it.
there was there was no jiggling. There was no movement. I mean, he had it by the corner, but he had it. It didn't appear, that he lost control of the ball. I just thought it was kind of like a gagacho from them, to reverse it. Uh, and the second reversal was like okay, but then the third time was the charm. So good job, Seattle. The way it's going, no pitada. It's kind of trippy because I was thinking about throwing out there a pitada little thing, but then
They
Seattle
started
started.
scoring,
Huh?
but then Seattle started scoring.
Well, and this guy. What's the guy that's commenting on it?
I
The
think it's
older one,
either Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, maybe.
Al Michaels. Al
Al
Michaels
Michaels.
is out there commenting on it. The guy's a genius. The guy, get us or no, the guy well versed in regards to anything that's football. And he went out there and made mention how I think him and that other Huerito were saying how these guys are hungry for a win after a two game loss and getting their butt kicks on last Thursday from by San Francisco. So yeah, I can see that they're got a little bit on the hungry side this time around. They got something to prove.
Yeah, they definitely came out to play. So hopefully it'll go in our favor the second half.
Eh, I just want a good game. I just want a good game. I want them to play it out. It's kind of boring when it's like 42-10 or something. Like, why do I even keep on watching this game? But right now it's like what, 21-20.
21-20.
I want to keep on watching this game. Good evening, good evening. Hey, Vito the virus. And talking about football, Frankie. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day in the city of Brownsville.
A lot has been mentioned, talked about in regards to the parking, the logistics of it all. I think BISD did post today. Susan did share it where TSC in collaboration with the school district, they're going to be shuttling, busing um, people, but again, that's still going to be a lot of traffic. But we'll see. We'll see. I think they did make room for 11,000 spectators there at Sam Stadium. I honestly I can't see it. I can't see it in my mind. I can't see 11,000 people at Sam Stadium. Again, they know the numbers more than I do, but we'll see. I'm eager to see the game tomorrow just to see how many people fit in that stadium.
Well, Brownsville people are fat. So it's going to be kind of like interesting. I'm wondering if there are going to be any fights or, any, I don't know, shots or something. I don't know. It's just too weird. It's something that hasn't happened here in the city of Brownsville for too long. But one of the things the part you mentioned, the parking is going to be an issue. One of the Presbyterian Church out there that's 6 blocks away has offered parking. They sent me the memo. They're offering parking where they're going to charge, but for you to park at the Presbyterian Church, but that money's going to go to a local church, which I not that uncomfortable with. Plus, they're going to protect your car because I'm not don't know if you're too aware, Frankie, but that west side is a little bit
Rough.
crime prone.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's a little bit rough, but I do agree with you. The city of Brownsville, there is a buzz to it. It's exciting how I want to say South Texas is going to be watching this game. I would even estimate like 250,000 people are going to watch this game. It's a big deal. The fourth round, 2 wins away from the state championship. Um, we'll see, but it it's exciting. It's exciting to see how the city has united and everybody's posting. I support. Which is a good thing. Hopefully, veterans will come up on top.
I'm hoping. What's your prediction in regards to the score?
Prediction in regards to a score, I'm gonna go 35-24 veterans. I know. I have hope. I can
I don't,
visualize it. I can see it.
I don't know.
I know there's some big boys up there in Corpus. The interesting thing, Erasmo, is that veterans has and again, this is back in '07, I think, or 2011. It's been a decade at least that veterans played Corpus Christi Miller and beat them back when Coach Guess was there. Somebody posted. And this current coach used to be a defensive back coach for that veterans team
Okay.
that beat Miller. So, again, it's 10 plus years from now, but I have hope. If we beat them once, why
You
can't
got a chance to
us
beat him
small
again.
Mexicans beat them again?
Uh, and I don't want hate mail. I don't think that we're going to get past this round, Frankie. I think we're probably going to suffer a 14-point loss, 14-point
Even a
spread.
14 even a 14-point loss to me is wow. You're in the fourth round, and I posted something where it said that this is the farthest that a Brownsville school had gone, and then somebody said, "No, but don't you remember? Don't you remember Porter with Billy Garza?" And then there was another team back in the '60s. But if they go to the fifth round, I think this is probably the furthest a Brownsville school would go.
Well, again, I want veterans to win, and I hope people don't take that in the wrong way. I want them to win. Just being the devil's advocate out there, we're going to have to, really, really dig into this one to get a major one. But we'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm praying for the kids, and I'm hoping for a very safe game. But uh, going into the politics of it, it's really a shame, Frankie, that we don't have a facility out there that can encompass or is ready for these type of games. We really don't have a facility for much of anything down here. And someone had posted out there that, hey, if Brownsville knew that they weren't going to have the space, why didn't they move it into a different city, to a different stadium? Well, the real question should be, why don't we have a stadium that could fit all these individuals in there? And again, people go like, well, it's not in the budget. Again, I always go back to the 53 million that were put aside for the Performing Arts Center. And the Performing Arts Center wouldn't have been able to house a game like this, but that money could have been used in order to upgrade the facility to prepare for it, or buy out the sports park or something, and then fix up the sports park where it can. Because right now, the way the sports park sits, I think I heard that it can seat like 5,300 people, Frankie.
Yeah, I heard 5,000, but that's ballpark. I just saw earlier today that UTRGV, or the Board of Regents for UT, they are going to purchase the HEB field or stadium in Edinburgh. That right now I think was like for a minor league soccer team, if I'm not mistaken, and they had like the Mexican soccer teams come and play here in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
But we do need something because Brownsville is growing. Brownsville is a very large city, and we have to think big. We have to start thinking about these type of events. And it just coincided that veterans, being a Brownsville school, ended up playing in the city of Brownsville in the fourth round. It was just a coincidence. But we have to start thinking big. And if the district needs to buy out the sports park of some sort, because to me it's run down. It's run down. And at the time, how long ago was the sports park developed? 15 years ago? 12 years ago? At the time, I don't think they had that vision of, this is going to be the epicenter for tournaments and large 10, 15,000 people coming. Again, we understand logistically that only happens, once a year. But we have to start thinking big. And Sam Stadium, we've already outgrown that. And if we want to play on that type of level, on the big stage, we need to start thinking big.
Or something. I mean, I remember the sports park was built back during the Charlie Atkinson, Pat Ahumada days. So that's easily, Frankie, 12 to 14 years ago. My biggest issue has always been we always get these promises, and I know you probably don't remember this, but back then, Frankie, we were supposed to have the sports park house a lot of the entertainment, and actually, the city of Brownsville booked this rapper, some guy, I don't know what it was, paid him $50,000, and the guy split with the money.
Again,
do you remember that or no?
I don't remember that.
This was like right before your time. This is a long time ago. Split with a $50,000 or something, and the guy didn't even perform and just didn't even get an excuse. He said, "I've got my money, I'm gone," and so it really hurts because it's the same promises that are made. Like when we were doing the arena thing, it's the same promises in regards to we're going to get this talent come in and people are going to come in, and then the way that they try to sell it is. And, they're going to, eat at our restaurants. They're going to stay at our hotels. So we're going to get tax money from the hot fund. We're going to get this from and everyone's going to benefit possible. And everyone falls for it, Frankie. And then when it doesn't happen, it's just like, oh, well, there was nothing that could be done. And in the words of our former mayor, it was unexpected, unexpected. 27 to 20. There's a flag down. unexpected. So we don't know. And my concern is we got to stop being mediocre, Frankie. We got to start demanding a little bit more, from the individuals that continuously keep on pocketing the resources of our town. You know, yeah, 27-20. Good job.
Yeah, it always seems that way. It seems as if the city of Brownsville is never able to progress. It's never able to compete with the larger cities, and that's unfortunate because we do see how certain individuals, certain groups, certain organizations, certain businesses, they do thrive and they do have access to these funds and things like that. But the ones that matter the most, the other 98% of the city, we're left trying to figure it out. But I would have to agree with you. The city of Brownsville, for whatever reason, has never been able to even compete at Erasmo with the likes of McAllen, and even Edinburgh is eating our
Edinburgh.
lunch. Edinburgh is a booming city. It's growing. It's still not at the level of the city of Brownsville, but for whatever reason, things never materialize for the city of Brownsville. We still have these issues at Erasmo of flooding, of constant things that should have been worked on, that should be a priority. But year in and year out, we always keep on talking about the same issues, it seems, because they never get addressed.
I had a conversation with a police officer at Walmart during the Black Friday sale, and I mentioned the same thing. Isn't it just funny how? And I told him, I said, part of y'all's problem is that we keep on going back and forth with the same issues that we had 4 years ago and 8 years ago, and nothing ever changes. I'm sorry, I miss. UTV had a master plan for a massive sports park, but that went to crap when their nonsense came afloat. It's part of the problem. It's always nonsense, Sam. It's always one thing or another. It's always someone pocketing the resources that should go into the community as a whole, and that's what's unfortunate. They were trying to bring boys to men, weren't they? Yeah. And when they found out they paid the wrong promoter, that's what happened. We were supposed to get boys to men here, and they paid some guy, and boys to men didn't, like, something like that. I can't remember how it was, but we lost like 54 million dollars, $54,000, something like that. I can't remember.
That's still a lot of money.
Lies, lies, lies every time, 100%. Everyone would be crying if a 50,000 seat stadium, especially with the cost of maintaining it without it being filled frequently. Well, I think part of the problem, Favel, is that there could be so many uses for a 20,000 seater, a 30,000 seater here. And I'm just talking about graduation, Frankie. Graduations here. I mean, that would be used at least once a year. And the district would have to rent it. So there's a possibility there. And it's like the Kevin Costner movie. If you build it, they will come. Again, we don't have. One of the things that has always pissed me off, and Frankie made mention of this in regards to the HEB Sports Park out there, the Tigres and Los Rayados, they come and play soccer in Edinburgh. They don't come here. We don't have a facility large enough in order to have these great teams that would come to our area, Frankie, and bring in all this hotel and food and everything. We don't have a facility in order to offer a game to them. So they're going to go to Edinburgh or Hidalgo County. They're not going to come here. I mean, you were mentioning Hidalgo and McAllen. Guys, Westlaco, Frankie. Westlaco's up and coming. And Westlaco, I mean, God Almighty. I mean, I know you're young, Frankie, but I remember Westlaco era un rancho con dos gallinas and un caballo. That was Westlaco. Now they're putting themselves on the map, and we're still stuck in the mud, and that's unfortunate.
Somebody mentioned that I think they have a capacity of 8, 9, possibly 10,000. The stadium, and who can forget their scoreboard? I think their scoreboard is one of the biggest, if not
The first
the
one.
biggest, in the state of Texas. Um, So hopefully this will encourage. But then again, I don't know. I don't know if we need an arena or we need a stadium. I would vote for a stadium because again, I think to me a stadium would be
Practical.
more used than a venue because venues or arenas, everybody goes to McAllen. Nobody's really gonna come here, I don't think. But for sports, for graduations, I think we could use that.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I think that we haven't tapped into, Frankie. I mean, I'm very proud that the veterans have gone all this way, and even if it's the third time in our history, it's still great, still historic, you know. But Frankie, how long have we had soccer teams that have gone all the way to state, you know, all the way up there? And it's one of those things that links us so much to Mexico that, you know, we could have a lot of major teams come down to our area. And I mean, we'd get swamped, Frankie, from people from Matamoros, Reynosa, Northern Tamaulipas, and the Valley just to come watch these individuals play. But there's absolutely no vision down here. And that's what's unfortunate. I mean, we don't even have flights, Frankie, that could take our people straight into the major cities in Mexico. And we don't have any flights to Monterrey. We don't have any flights to Mexico
Yeah,
City.
we're lacking in more ways than one. Let's talk about. We could even talk about the airport. The airport, for whatever reason, and I'll always say this. To me, the airport is Elon's personal airport. I think that they purposely don't bring or attract other airlines because they want to make sure that it's not busy for him. That they want him to have first dibs on landing. But in regards to our infrastructure, I think we in my opinion, I think we are in need. We do need we need something. The city of Brownsville is growing. We're growing at a rapid pace, and we should compete with the bigger cities, but that's not the case.
It's not the case at all. Saludos a Cornelio Landin and Melissa Landin as well. Love y'all guys. McAllen has Monterrey money, which we don't have, but we could have it, Sam. I mean, we could have it. Why can't we have Monterrey money as well? And I say this because a lot of people probably are not aware of the fact Monterrey owns 90% of the South Padre Island. Monterrey owns 90% of South Padre Island. We have the airport, Frankie, that's actually called the Brownsville South Padre Island Airport. You know? And
Yeah.
if we only had flights coming in from Monterrey to this that would go to the island, it would build up our airport. We've got flights going out, I think, starting in February or March, direct flights into Mexico City from McAllen. And that's amazing. Direct flights from Harlingen into Monterrey. They're expensive, but for anyone that needs to get out there very quick, they pay for it, you know? I wouldn't. I have a business in Southmost. It's hard. We need support. We sell tacos. And let me tell you, some of the best tacos in probably all of Brownsville are down Southmost. Just don't get support. Someone made mention of that today to me, Frankie. Um, Chipotle opens up their store, and you got the mayor out there taking pictures, the former mayor taking pictures, commissioners out there making little videos and crap, and you got other small businesses opening up, and you got no one, knocking at their door.
Yeah, it's a shame that that these representatives aren't there helping out the mom and pop because we know corporate's going to make it. They'll they'll write it off if they have some losses, but the mom and pops, they depend on traffic. They depend on the support either from the residents, if not from the politicians. But yeah, I don't see our elected officials really promoting small business, really focusing on trying to, I don't know, to get attention. That's what I've noticed.
It was unfortunate because if John Cowan would take some time off of playing chalupa down Southmost and go promote some taco stands in Southmost, then maybe you know we wouldn't be have to be talking about the subject. But maybe he does actually spend all that time pitting chalupa down Southmost.
Maybe.
He doesn't. Erasmo for mayor. He's from Porter and Southmost. He could help us. Yes, that's exactly what I've been saying for all these damn years. I'm going to run for mayor one more time. What if we build a stadium using the hot tax? Well, you can't. We don't generate enough money from the hot tax in order to be able to. But the hot tax is one of those things, Frankie, that keeps on, este, being spent on crap and a half. It's like all these different little associations go out there and you know hand out trying to take that little money. There really isn't a way to funnel into one major thing. It's como have you the what are these things called that you put money every week? Can't remember, but there's you got like five people and everyone gives 500 pesos, and but one person gets all the money.
La Catanda?
Tanda. The problem is it's like we have little tandas, Frankie. So we get the hot tax money, which is this big chunk here. But then you got Mr. Amigo Association, you got Sombrero Fest, you got Camille Playhouse, you got Making Brownsville Beautiful, you got the Children's Museum, you got all these things out there. So ultimately, this one gets 5,000, that one gets 5,000, that one gets 5,000, and you really can't do anything with $5,000. And I'm using that as an example. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But if you had that one, and I'm trying to find some logic in Sam's comment because he hardly ever makes a logical comment. But if you had one instead of doing 5,000 to 10, if you got one that got 50,000, well, they might be able to do something with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but really looking at things, I was looking to get a loan, but there's no way in hell we're gonna get a loan. Like
Never.
they make it so intricate that they're asking for things that a Fortune 500 company would have, and we don't have CPAs, we don't have the resources that other people do. But for whatever reason, certain politicians, certain businesses, certain establishments, they do get, they do get first dibs and things like that. So it's kind of like, why PUB recently posted on their face that they will be having like a seminar type of deal where you can apply for low income subsidies or grants and things like that. And I was thinking, man, they're not gonna give them away. Like they're gonna make it so hard for the people. People are gonna be like, you know what? Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna do anything.
No.
And it seems as if it's always like that. They always say, "Oh yes, yes, we have this, we have that," but it never comes into
Well,
fruition for whatever reason.
well, look, one of the things that I think that we complained about, I don't know if you were complaining about it, but I sure as hell was, the Fruias going out there, Frankie, and banking on BCIC money. The Fruias, okay? Frankie, the Fruias can afford $120,000 a year CPA to get all those forms done at no cost to them because they're on retainer. They're already getting paid to assist the Fruias. Frankie, we don't have the Fruia money to have $120,000 a year CPA ready to make a 5-year plan or this or that or something or other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my beef with these individuals. Why is it that the richest amongst us are the ones that usually get the biggest amounts of assistance, Frankie? The Limas brothers, again, the Ramiro Gonzalez's, and all these folks out there, they were banking. I, BCIC is a scam. BCIC, Brownsville will never grow because of compadres, 100%. The airport has always had its public area and private hangar. We have the port, unfortunately. Buenas noches, Brownsville. Good morning. Good morning. They follow the money. Hey, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. There needs to be vision and make it come to fruition. Marketing plays a big role too. Yeah, unfortunately. Has Calvin gone back to Southmost since he won? No. No chalupa games for him. Tandas, yeah, that's the word. Tandas, yeah, yeah. Only the compadres get cash. That's what's unfortunate. Didn't Zeke and Pedro's wife? Yes. Gracias. Yes. Zeke got more than $400,000.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
that's crazy. 400,000.
Dollars. So that's why, he was all like, oh, yes, all these commissioners. Oh, yeah, we're supporting them. $400,000, Frankie.
Damn.
For
That's crazy.
coffee. For a cup of coffee.
Did they help him buy that place? Because I don't see $400,000 in the building unless he bought it.
Well, they renovated it. They fixed it. They did this. They had to put that. They paid the rent. It's for over $400,000. But that's what you get when you kiss the right asses out there.
And we as small businesses, we ask for like $1,000, $2,000.
No,
Like, nah.
hombre, sácate.
So, oh well.
Frankie, so what are your plans for this weekend?
I'm gonna televise the veterans game on Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna do like the play-by-play. I'm still trying to find somebody to help me do it. If not, I'll just stream it. But nothing much. Just gonna hang out with my grandpa, watch some soccer games. That's about it.
How's your grandpa doing?
He's okay. He's fine. Trying to stay busy. Just trying to adapt to the new life. But we'll be fine.
Good. Where's Maggie? Who knows? Probably selling wreaths out there for 50, $60. Ugly wreaths too. You should do it with Roel. The guy is funny as hell. Who the hell's Roel?
Oh yeah, Roel. Oh yeah, I'll ask him. My barber.
Why not do it with me, Sam? I'm pretty funny too. No?
Nah.
Hater. All right. Thanks for coming on.
See
Guys,
you, man.
red, white, and blue tomorrow. Support veterans. I'll be in Matamoros and be in Monterrey this weekend.
Oh, tomorrow's Friday, right? Damn.
It's the week's over.
Damn, it flew.
Crazy, right? You guys have a great evening. You are as funny as Maggie. She's not funny at all. Guys, be good to each other. Continue good to me. God bless.